Yo, what's going on, YouTube? This is your boy Charific here, coming at you with another Pokemon movie analysis. And as usual, Weeb Rabbit is chained to my hip.
To your hip?
Yes.
We're just like chained at the hip, huh? All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, we are.
Oh
But yeah,
boy.
you heard him. He's here, and this time we're going to be going over Kyurem versus the Sword of Justice. And we talked about it off screen. Guys, this movie is hot trash. Like,
It's
it.
so bad. Like nothing happens. It's so
Oh
it's
my
so short.
gosh.
We're literally saying like
Yeah.
the whole runtime is like an hour and 6 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you think about like the end credits and the like put like the for the opening credits,
Yeah.
that means the movie's even shorter than that.
It's about an hour, and we haven't gotten like an hour-long Pokemon movie since like what, the first like two or three?
Yeah,
Like
I think
because after
so,
a while
right?
they started making like because they did used to be like an hour, but then they made them like an hour and a half or something like that. But no, this one like you could tell that even the director didn't have any idea what the heck he was doing with
Yeah,
it.
I just went back to check the previous movie we saw. You know how we split the responsibilities between watching black and white?
Yeah.
Black and white, each one was 92 minutes.
Yep.
That's an hour and a half.
Yep.
And this one was like an hour, like not
Yep.
even, because like I said, if you count the credits. Wow, that is so weird.
Yeah, like so it's so weird. Like we're this is basically just gonna be razzing on it. So let me just jump into let me just jump into the summary or the summary for like the non-existent plot that's in this movie. So the movie starts off with the basic like, Pokemon introduction. We don't even get like a preview like we do in most scenes. It just jumps
Yeah, like
like
in other
straight
ones,
into the introduction.
yeah, like in other ones, we get like a nice, like, okay, we see Ash and friends traveling and battling, and we kind of get an idea of where they're going, right?
Yeah,
They're
and
going to
we
like a festival, they're going to an event, etc.
yeah,
Here it just
yeah.
shows you generic Ash is fighting, and then generic here's him and his friends like walking, and then
Mhm.
that's it. And then we go to the next part, which is
Yes, which is we see Keldeo training with the Swords of Justice, and this movie will not let you forget who they are. They want you to know that these are the Swords of Justice, and everyone knows them. They're training Keldeo. Keldeo is, cocky. He almost gave me like Sonic vibes. Like, did you get that too?
yeah, you're right. Actually, that's actually he's blue too. So
Yeah. So basically, like discount Sonic over here is training. He wants to become a sword of justice. They're saying he's not ready. And he's like, no, I want to go fight Kyurem. And they're like, no, you can't do it. And then they're sleeping. He goes to fight Kyurem anyway. He lies and is like, oh yeah, I'm a sword of justice. Gets his freaking booty cheeks clapped. And the swords of justice try to intervene to keep him from dying. And then Kyurem's like, yo, dog, this ain't your battle. And then Kyurem freezes him. And Keldeo runs away, like the punk he is. And he gets like badly wounded. And he somehow winds up on the train that Ash and friends are on. Because
all right,
get
but
this.
really quick though,
Yeah.
everything we just described, keep in mind this movie's like an hour long. That
Hmm.
all of that took like 15 minutes.
Yep.
It took a fourth of the movie just focusing on these swords of justice and cocky wannabe Sonic,
Sonic the
the
Unicorn.
Sonic the Unicorn, and then them fighting Kyurem. That takes like
Yeah.
a fourth of the movie.
Yep. So keep that in mind for pacing and whatnot. And Ash and friends, like Weeb Rabbit said, typically they're going to some new town for a festival, some competition, or they want to just check out the lore of the town. No, they're literally going like stopping at a train stop to get like basically like bento boxes, but like in the shape of Darumaka. And freaking Silent orders 15 of them. Like, my dude, why do you need 15 like lunch boxes when there's like three of you? And they don't even share them with the Pokemon because, fast forward, they find Keldeo, he's injured. They take him to Nurse Joy. Nurse Joy's like, oh, this is Keldeo. Let me like shoehorn in the Swords of Justice some more and what they stand for.
Yeah, because
And
apparently everybody knows who these guys are.
yeah,
It's like, oh yeah, those are Swords of Justice. It's these three random Pokemon, horse-looking Pokemon, whatever.
yeah.
They're quadrupedal or whatever. They're
Hmm.
these Pokemon that, yeah, they roam the country side or whatever, doing swordplay and saving people who need it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, and everyone just knows who they are and they know their names and stuff. That's cool, I guess. They're not very mysterious,
Yeah,
you
nope, not
know?
at all. Yeah, no, everyone knows them. They're basically like celebrities, I guess. And Keldeo runs off because he's like, oh no, I can't fight Kyurem. And oh, I guess I forgot to mention that Kyurem attacks them on the train, but they get away. They go through a tunnel, and he gets scared. He runs off, and then Ash like peps him up and is like, yeah, you can do this. And then they all just like chow down on the 15 lunch boxes. And normally like
Yeah.
they'll like bring out their Pokemon to share it with, but it's like no, they didn't. It's just like the three humans, like Pikachu maybe, and Keldeo just like chowing down on these bento boxes, and it's like, what? But and then they decide to group up and go fight Kyurem together, and the whole like 30 minutes of the movie in between that is just them like splitting up to divert Kyurem so that
Okay, this is the part I
Keldeo,
want to talk. This is the part I want to really talk about because I thought it was like just so strange.
yeah,
Okay, so keep in mind, all we've seen up to now is that Keldeo ran away. He was on the train. Kyurem is like, our match isn't over yet. Chases him. He loses them when they go in a tunnel in the train. They take Keldeo to the Pokemon Center in this really nice town that we don't get to see any of, which I hate how in the movies they go to these really cool locations you don't get to explore because they're like in this really nice city, but you don't get to see any of it.
Yep.
And then Kyurem shows up again because he like follows the trail or whatever. And then like Charific says they decide to split up, but they do it in the most ridiculous way possible where they run into a museum and then basically steal the exhibits to use them for their own gain.
Wow, you're right.
Like freaking what's her name? Iris.
Yeah.
She's like, I have an idea. And it shows she's like in front of a blimp. And she's like, yeah, I think this still works. And she flies off in a blimp that was in the museum. Like she does not ask permission from anyone to use this. She just flies off in the blimp without asking. And so Kyurem, it shows that first he chases after her. When he catches up to her and sees that it's just her and her Axiom or whatever,
Yeah.
he like gets mad and like freezes the engines and like flies off. Then what's his name? Cillian, whatever.
Silent, yeah.
He does. What is his name?
Silent.
Is this Silent? Really?
Yeah, it's Silent.
Whatever. Okay, whatever. The point is, Silent, he does something similar, except he steals like a train cart.
Yep, steals the whole train.
And the same thing, he just steals a train cart exhibit, no asking to anybody for it, and he goes off in another direction. So once Kyurem is busy with, he sees that Iris didn't have Keldeo with her, he then sees the train, flies after the train, rinse and repeat, where he sees that, nothing. And then meanwhile, Keldeo, Ash, and Pikachu run back towards the abandoned factory where Keldeo's friends are frozen. They run back there on foot. So it's like, okay, these kids just stole museum exhibits and they split up in a really stupid way. And like, it's so stupid too, because he goes one after the other. By the time Keldeo, Ash, and Pikachu arrive at the factory and they notice the frozen Pokemon, Kyurem is right on their tail. It's not like they like diverted him that much by going in different directions anyway.
Yeah. So
it was like just really, really weird. And like the whole time I'm like, they stole museum exhibits?
Yeah. And since you mentioned Iris with the blimp, it literally like cut away from the scene with the engines frozen and her going down. But then when it goes to Silent and he's just like sitting there in the train that doesn't work, Iris just pulls up in the working blimp now. He's like, oh, hey, can you give me a ride? And it's like,
you're right.
Wait,
I almost
Iris.
forgot that you're so right. Yeah, 'cause that's the point, right? Kyurem, it's true. He freezes the engines. It looks like she's going down. And that's true. Then it cuts to Silent. And then when Silent's train stops working, yeah, it's so true. You just see Iris enter the screen, just flying the blimp still. And he's like, hey, pick me up.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm sorry, but what? Like she was going down.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like Weeb Rabbit said, they get there, and then I forgot where Keldeo goes, but then Ash is like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna break these. I'm gonna break like the swords of justice out of the
Oh,
ice
basically,
myself."
basically, he's freaking out. He's like having a moment of self-doubt.
Oh
And
yeah.
apparently Ash and Pikachu just leave him there to have self-doubt. They just go on
Okay.
ahead, which is weird.
That's right. Yeah, and then they just try to break the ice themselves, but they can't do it. And then Kyurem pops up and is about to like fire at Ash, but Keldeo blocks it. And then Kyurem's like, "Yo, our battle isn't over, man." And then Keldeo comes clean. He's like, "I lied to you. I'm not a sword of justice. I shouldn't have fought you." He's like, "Oh yeah, cool story, bro. Fight me still." And
Yeah.
then and then the swords of justice break out of the ice. I think Kyurem does it like inadvertently. And the same thing happens. They're watching.
Or was it Keldeo?
I can't remember, man.
Because the point is that at this point, Keldeo powers up.
Yeah, Keldeo
Because
powers
we forgot
up.
to mention, in the first fight, the point is that he hasn't been able to manifest his horn. We totally forgot that
Oh
part.
yeah, his sword. Yeah, because
He
all the
hasn't been
swords
able to
of justice
manifest
can
his
do it.
sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so during the first fight, his horn breaks off.
Mm-hmm.
And so out of nowhere, this is what makes it so silly. Out of nowhere, I guess thinking about his friends and thinking about, how nice Ash was to him, he starts fighting Kyurem and he just grows his horn back and powers up.
Yeah.
Using the power of friendship, I guess.
Yeah, literally the power of friendship saves the day again. He gets the power boost, and he can match Kyurem now. He can manifest his sword, and then Kyurem's like, "Okay, cool. You've shown me that this is your true power. You pass." And then he just like that's it. I guess he succeeds, and then the factory starts to fall apart
No,
because
no, no.
of
You're skipping a part.
oh
You know how
what?
you said that, it was Keldeo the one that freed him and we're not really sure? We'd have to
Yeah.
go back and watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they were shooting energy blasts everywhere. One of them freed the Swords of Justice. The other one
Okay.
almost hit Ash and Friends. And when
Okay.
Keldeo blocked it, for whatever reason, Kyurem was so impressed, which I don't know what connection Kyurem has to people. I don't know
Yeah.
why he would care. He's like, wow, you blocked that attack. You wanted to protect your friends. I respect you.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. Yeah, he earned Kyurem's respect by saving people that Kyurem shouldn't care about in the first place.
Apparently.
So,
And then, yes, as you said, the factory starts to break apart. Everyone escapes except Kyurem, who just looks around, freezes some more things in place, and just goes home to sleep.
yep. Yep, he just goes back to his factory, and then the Swords of Justice recite their creed, and then the movie ends.
And that's literally it.
Yeah. Like,
So from beginning to end, guys, once again, this was an hour, but even then it felt like nothing happened. It was literally, here's the Swords of Justice. Let's meet them. Cocky one tries to fight, gets hurt, and his friends get frozen. He runs to a train. Ash and friends save him, take him to Nurse Joy. Everyone runs the different directions. Ash and Keldeo end up back at the factory. Kyurem chases after them. They free the Swords of Justice. Keldeo gets a power-up for no reason. He doesn't even win the fight, but Kyurem is impressed. Roll
mm-hmm.
credits.
Yep.
That's literally all that happens. Like, we're not even exaggerating. There was no side characters. There was no side story, which was what we were talking about, where usually there's some sort of a side story where it's like, oh, they were on their way to a festival or like something. No side story, no side characters. Team Rocket doesn't even show up. I think they have like a little cameo where you see them in the background, and that's it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like I have no idea why they did not know what to do with this movie, but they had no idea what to do with this freaking movie. Oh, and also, you know how I normally like praise the like rendition of like the theme song that they do during like the fight scene or whatever? The one they did in this movie was legit garbage. Like the little song at the beginning, like that they were singing in this one, it was pretty trash, man. Like I just
Yeah,
can't.
so it felt like it was just really, really rushed, honestly. Like, I wonder what happened. It's just
Yeah,
weird.
I have no idea. I don't know if like someone told them like, "Hey man, you guys have like 1 month to make a movie, make it happen," and they're like, okay." And so that's what like, and that's what it did. And like, and I said this off screen, like, there's so many unanswered questions, like why, like why is Kyurem in an abandoned factory? Who knows? Why is Kyurem the final test for the Swords of Justice? Who knows? Why can Kyurem randomly transform between the two forms that he has that he can only use when possessing Zekrom, or Reshiram? Who the heck knows? Like,
He just has their power for some reason. That's
yeah,
it.
just has the power. And I said this, and I also said this off screen, but like no one's concerned because Iris mentions multiple times that Kyurem is like the most powerful dragon type Pokemon, and no one's concerned that he's just chilling above the town, just like watching. Like really, like there's no like you guys aren't. You know what I mean? Like if it's the legendary for their town in other movies, they like praise them in some type of way. They like have offer them food or something like they did with Victini and all that fun stuff. But Kyurem just gets nothing but an abandoned factory.
Yeah, like I said, it just felt
Like,
very, very. I don't know, man.
yeah, but I don't know. I guess that's all we got to say. Like, this movie was trash, and if you like it, you literally have an IQ of 12.
Oh
So,
gosh, damn. All righty then. There we go.
so
Fighting words.
so that's my final take on the movie. Weeb Rabbit, tell us about what else we're going to be watching that should hopefully be better.
All right. So the next movie we'll be watching, we're getting really close finally to like we're getting there finally. Feels like we finally put a dent into these movies.
Yeah.
The next one we'll be watching is the last of the black and white generation, and it is Genesect and the Legend Awakened.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I also just happened to look ahead, and yeah, this one's 72 minutes, so it's at least a bit longer.
Yeah, a little bit longer. Oh man. And you know what? While I'm mentioning it, have you noticed that like so far all of the Gen 5 movies have incorporated like how do I want to put it? Like I guess for Cody on the Swords of Justice, that was like purely for like the Gen 5 legendaries, but like the first one, Zoroark, Master of Illusions, had a bunch of like old legendaries in it. And then I'm gonna spoil it a little bit, but this next movie revolves heavily around Mewtwo. And it's like the other movies focus more specifically on like the legends for that generation, and and you know what I mean? Like these aren't.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
I don't know. I guess yeah, people. That's what we're gonna do for the next movie analysis. Um, Check out Weeb Rabbit, all his fun content. I believe he should have a Shantae series finishing up. I definitely recommend that.
Yeah, by the time this goes up, I'm pretty sure we will be like either wrapping up Shantae or very close to it.
yes,
And also at the time this goes up, I think, we've mentioned it before. I've done some videos with the Legend of Jonathan. He's a YouTuber we both know. I should also be probably putting up the first few episodes of our Luigi's Mansion LP.
ooh,
So that's fun. So we got some Shantae, we got some Luigi's Mansion. Fun stuff. Check it out.
heck yeah. And I guess with that, people, just forget that this movie exists. In fact, just forget that the Gen 5 movies as a whole exist. And with that, we will see you in the next movie analysis. Bye.
All right, later.